yeto abawie ye omapayin dada na nada kwakufuado efa kofo gum bebre but chief of staff say why foul after 7 December biano o ya revoke o appointment and obi bia until further notice ye hwe ne hu komo na ye ba besa so ahwe the deputy ministerial vet na ekoso then there will be a critical look at Asitufi North constituency especially Newmont ehonomo nipakunkuma start ekoso ehonomo enrechi ya stable one gentleman he's been stabbed there because of mining related issues ekoso ehonomo ni esi wo boase ekunkum kofo bebre wo boase no similar thing esi ewo half of Newmont and unfortunately said the member of parliament ewo hanomo se bedin komo but quickly my starting free Ivan honomo na ya starting ending combo. And Ivan, as usual of us, there is this man. He's helped so much, so well. When it comes to employment opportunities, I mean, no Oyejuma why he's been there for quite some time now. As you see, Abinoka say, because of a bias society, there's a position do a free honomonia there. I don't know. These are people I feel strongly say they can also be fit enough to be in position as well. No more to me about the discourse of our country when it comes to job creation and its related activities. Ina yenim Solomon Afutu Kwete. Abrado wo hono no waye juma chair na symphony na business administration, human resource management. He's been a project manager for different companies as well. Currently, one of the finest guys when it comes to NDC mu near there, but as it stands now, some of them are still marking time in their fates. But you hear the employment opportunities near there.
Yeah, maybe the kind I mentioned what you for after elections, new government in play or try to mobilize resources, both human and whatever, be able to lay hands on just to ensure the speedy up development, because that is what exactly Ghanaians are looking for. So if you look at the human resource available to government now, you need to make deliberate efforts.
Yes. Now
we to mop up all the brains that are required to fix the country now, person build because we say we are building.
By the way, fashion fee per yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm talking.
Yeah, say we are building the Ghana we want.
Yeah, sure.
They have forget to add. They say we must build a Ghana of our own design and our own your friend saying creation. Sebaya ebetimi affect the space. Ne de yepe ne yetimi akọ. So in that particular regard, I think say the president will have to look into the your friend say fold, and individuals with the requisites, whatever that is needed to help us ebetimi they are building your mind. We need to tap in because nipa ne yade chichiro mind.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think say as a president, every single brain be on mind munu biya or every right to tap into just to ensure say the vision whatever that you have will be realized. Yeah, I think it's recruitment. One of the major issue a topic for discussion, especially after this 6 December, 7 December recruitment brouhaha. I hated the street. A dominated discussion across various portals and various platforms. Sometimes, when you watch some of these things, you begin to ask yourself, there are two ways to this side. Some people on the other side of the political divide.
Yeah.
NPP for a binom taking to social media, embarking on a massive moral crusade. Omo ayafa omo no. Omo koso no omo ye adwuma because omo ye Ghana for omo ye say yes, that argument is fair. Because you see yet your mind mu ade obi e pen so obenya adwuma ye.
Sure.
Na yetimi aboa ma oman no atumpon akɔnanim. Enti say obi ewo da nimdia na obi anya akwanya akowura aban adwuma na oye adwuma, it is only fair and right said that person no betimi akoso na waye na adwuma. But the question we are asking is unia so we have quite recently the course in 2016 in 2017 after say aban change here Osafo Marfo tape is still available or justify why necessary then for the government of the day to lay off individuals aban na form within a specified period.
Yeah.
that particular incident na see no na I was suspecting say as a reasonable government then certain initiative will be adopted to ensure say this transition act no be amended no making sure say we build a certain legal regulation be able to me I regulated that particular thing say maybe a koto aba from 7 to this particular period to time of transition because no recruitment and because a freeze period then you know say this particular thing no, is regulated by law but oba ya oba saki amam for the coin who exit no the same thing now what criticize ya we amam for the free or no you did the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
It did a question they said what is your moral locus this time round to be running around the media and backing out your friend saying media campaign say ya saki amam for ya saki amam for and I think going forward, you know, the reason why our mind we young tumpon is a JB.
I see.
This particular idea we see, we may wake up the next 8 years and we will come back to the same discussion here.
Sure.
So what I'm employing government to do is we need to look at the Transition Act. Now you're making sure that this freeze period, you know, is embedded. Say you we are on the 7th to the time of transition back on at that period, no, even though the person in charge is still the president there, but because there is transition going on, because you see, the constitutional framework, you know, it created that window, assuming say every president will be reasonable and will be sensible enough that that period, you know, you will not be packing people. But you know, as black people, whenever we get power, we abuse and do certain things. So within that period, you know, Obeya making sure that the next chapter will be very horrible for you. We saw it when President Kufuor was exiting power.
Yes, sure.
Now, single spine salary structure. During his time, he could have implemented it.
Yeah.
But then it was rolled out. Thinking that the new government will come and make sure that payment. We saw the challenges the new government, Mel's government went through in the implementation of that particular thing.
Yes.
Because he's not looking at whether you have money or not. Yes. And you cannot, your friends saying, won't me and go back. But the very moment you go back, the policy is to benefit workers. You become an enemy. Yeah. So I say, you set a trap and a man wakotum. And that has been the kind of way so I'm expecting that this time round, you know, whether justifiable or unjustifiable, this particular dismissal, because the government of the day, you know, will also have reasons and justification as to why he need to do these things. But I am looking at the solution aspect, and the aspect is quite simple. Let us look at the Transition Act and make sure that this freeze period, you know, is embedded in the law. From that period to time of transition, transition, so one nothing will happen. It's a period of 1 month, and I think that is something that we need to do. Young come back the next day, and they will be doing the same thing. That is the name a taking media discussion that we move on. There me no better have a car about this. Ghana form more citizenship, allegiance, or co-parliament. Your friend is saying. Tam hefana or obi air parliament and journey. Yabra, your friends, papaya or we central the bias or double identity on friend say. Jachi question case bao chroma say. The argument was that Sabra onya ne license and ne onya Canada ni no. Na your friend is saying was started process or the parliament. As we speak, maybe say obi parliament where exactly that the process in a beginning nobody can tell. Whether I said Abra the Panocofa form, they come easy. Yatu abawie, and I swear in. So there are these gray areas. A banner ye actually, in Yakota, in Niho. When you do some of these things, you see, these ambiguities, you know, it give you judges that discretionary powers to decide whichever way, because they said the law is at the bosom of the judge. So because there are a lot of ambiguity on our clauses, you know, and my judges that discretionary powers to decide, baby, or the you can't do anything about it. And unfortunately, we live in an era where it has proven sufficiently that some of the judges are so corrupt like hell. Can you rely on the discretion of such people? And that is a problem. So I think most of the problems now, and that there is a need for us to look holistically into some of these things. Now you're making sure rebuild it for the future, and some of these things now we will not come back the same day and be discussing the same thing. And I'm happy that decision by President Mahama said sa 6 mark pass back and forth no nyansa bia nim jebi over the years growing up over soldier force ntade police for ntade tuntum awia we ni namu koba. There is nothing sensible about that particular thing obedati weni no na amount of money I say ya waste.
That was
6 March celebration we yam so na me no time be say are we really independent as a country? Kwame Nkrumah's statement said the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. You know, Menewo, through this bad governance, in the last 60 years, we have demonstrated clearly, say we are incapable because of greed and indiscipline. So the Independence Days, should be a rude awakening for Menewo. Now you're making sure that we do sober reflection on our failure and the need to rebuild this country. The sense of nationalism, patriotism are gone.
It does not work.
Partisan activism and taking the center stage. It will be here taking decision. Oh, Ghana no ma means me farmet cat no ma. There is that sense of nationalism in here. So I am suggesting say the Independence Day should be a national flag waving day. Let every single Ghanaian be a Ghana flag. Yes.
More cars,
so America, most of the buildings will be an American flag.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yes, so it will be a critical awakening to you. Say this is your country, you own allegiance to your country.
Yeah, sure.
Let us do things to ensure say I don't know, there might a certain symbolic relevance be done. Regional level, no, or the budget amount of money or more spending on 6 March. Now we are free Ghana at 50. You have 1,000 time. The amount of millions are echo. Yes. Yabaya celebration we no. Na still enkrati biase. Yabaya sa nema we no. Na nipa na emwa enum nsuo ekwan enye. So what is the essence of it? So I think that has come for us to prove sufficient to say yes nipa we are reasonable. Nema bia yabaya bia na must seek to benefit the interest and the welfare of the people of this country. Na you making sure say sa na ye no. Kind of attitude, no, and right. So I am saying, say, it's a right call. The president has cancelled most of these things, but going forward, we need to ensure so on that day, every single Ghanaian will have access to a Ghanaian flag. Wave it, put it on your car, build them, baby, will be now any reminder. Now you say we are losing our very essence as a Ghanaians, the sense of nationalism, patriotism. No, we need to awaken that particular spirit in the average Ghanaian. To a certain extent, I believe there be to serve a certain interest. Now, governance a package of some partisan way you roll out things benefiting you for that kind of way. No, I know the majority of the people who queue to vote for government, don't end up to be beneficiaries. But there are a lot of social programs that are available. The last time I was telling you about rent.
Yeah.
See, a solve rent issue Okroma. Now you issue executive fiat. We say no landlord should take more than 6 months. Okroma. Do you know the problems it will solve in this country? There are laws, but who is implementing? These are some of the near market get here. Who am bedroom say, but anything. When you do some of these things, you solve a lot of problems. Obey your national service. JB, our cry. National service, how many years?
1 year.
1 year. Or behind our cry, so 2 years advance. Now 1 year, I can never tell man, and papa never tell them. I'm asking.
Oh, you have a best to our cry.
Now, I don't just obey our cry.
Well,
you see, there should be a proper way to go about some of these things just to ensure, say, we create comfort for ourselves because the whole essence of governance is to create comfort, solve problems, so that Nipa will live freely. It's not an avenue to talk as I can say the Maya when we live your friends that kind of life. Can for that in class seminar we are not a crowd or come by your clinic. I could seek care in the US. Obi or take on go or yarea or maybe a crowd to go crowing to be in court. Maybe a crowd passport crow nibi, but that person is a Ghanaian, he's supposed to benefit. I think we need to just look at all things right in the way betting my boy.
Matty, but I say, Ivan. But we call Godwin, Mama Hodom now. Godwin, quick one on this issue.
Mamin Chow, mi co-panelist. Mamin Chow Ghana for me and 80 on your TV. Debbie, you see, so same way, I thought, say, it has come to a rest because you didn't come on for the past, I think 2 weeks and not 3 weeks. I can tell you on authority that BBB anywhere best.
I was there.
Looking at the facts, almost your court, Honorable Vincent Asifua and Nana B, the failed national organizer of NPP. So I'm mobilize those affected people. No more the one court. I can tell you without any shred of doubt. Say, at the Papa Bia and Fimumba. So let me tell you one thing. You see, the person made it two in the right perspective. JB, say your party Bia, our moral right. So be question in Niema Ekoswa and yet the NPP. And any NPP ni Bia, why not going to say or question the Akosono or a hypocrite?
That I agree with you.
Or a hypocrite, I'm telling you this.
2017, with a quick one. 2017, Kwaku Ajimamenu revoke
about 8,600 and something. Yeah, more that
health workers or more Ghana say. And nobody spoke about it.
That is it.
So
said the American NPP ni bia or person question the action bia a hypocrite. And another thing is here bear in mind is a JB. Ghana ni bi enye Ghana ni bi nchen bi. Article 17 of the Constitution's place as equally. Equally. Mamema of brief history. Party almost share revocation of appointment as in Ghana. As shall say with the UP tradition. In the year 1969, Apollo 568 say okay.
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Buzia obedi ade wo Ghana ha. Purported say nkrofo bi wo Ghana ha. Omo ye eduma, omo ye anti ne party. And you ye Ghana public and civil servant. Bako 568 80. With the mind say no they are in cahoot with the previous administration. And they did the term Apollo 568 about Ghana.
Yeah.
That same UP tradition and Ababa NPP.
I see.
After Buzia, Ghana yen experiencing any mass sacking of recruit people in this country.
Yes, sir.
Yes, may I admit to say there have been pockets of sacking in all other government. But I'm being specific, say, apart from the sea Buzia, na ye mass no, na being see what Ghana had that until the same NPP led by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo be there in the year 2017.
I see.
Osaki nipa more than 13,000. Also purported say omo ye NDC for ayafa nipa more than 13,000. Doctors were affected, nurses were affected, teachers were affected. It is so ye pobia over the moral right to question the equation and your NPP. And your NPP. Besides, JB, Emra NPP lose election. Now ye war transition period. On the 13th of December 2024, the NDC side of the transition team, yen spokesperson then, Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, issue an official statement say it has come to the party's attention. Say NPP 4 fan crofo, even though Omo lose election. Into Omunya careful. I'm to the extent say Omuya even payment. Huge sums of payment. So you sounded warning to them, say, ye any problem, and I am very careful you. Ye any problem, say Mobe fan crofo, and any problem, say Mobe Tia Bibia. But Emrina ye won't me find a transition. Ye said the Niema cost for the past 4 years. Into document, ye gusu him. Into Samusha say there is the need, say you tia kebi. Na ye funny pebi we jumemwa. Jebi. Reasonably, good governance requires say ubebo abaye fufro na obano amane. Na ye nina ya bobo na ye jidi say there is the need to pay, there is the need to recruit her. Then this side was ready to give way. But sir, wise advice way fell on deaf ears. Emma, on the 17th of December 2024, also issue a second statement. And when we look at paragraph 2 or 3 of that statement, Ostati clearly said the government disregarded that advice. It is a bar. Obibia ya fandi biano yebeyin. Until that warning was even sound before John Mahama was handed over this country. What am I gonna say?
Interesting.
But you see,
making that argument. Are they not Ghanaians?
Don't worry, they are Ghanaians. When I end, you understand me.
Okay.
They are critical of this. They say, Sanka Omu go through Jerry, the right recruitment process in accordance with law. Any problem? Jerry, what you have? Send ne wejumera. Edi an employee ebaha and there. Ubetimi ehu da ye fa no wejumem. Anamebwa.
Yeah, sure.
Because mo amu yejuma wa ayi na amunim ho.
Yeah.
So enye say ya boy ensire mu ne yesi omu kofi. They are Ghanaians in the various institutions who have been able to tell us say nipa asemesi endra ni ndru eti ya na o se eduma ase. Na so ko hwe ne appointment letter mu a ya back date.
Your fan be about 2 months.
About 2 months, but in real term, no. Your fan after 7th December. And JB, Ghana, ye mura say, over far obi we do memoir. Especially government sector. First, ubaya internal advert. I should say position na a vacant no. Obi wo mu dada. Our qualification na. So when na obi a na why external advert. JB, most of this recruitment advertisement was not done, but the brain also you found at management level. Indeed, the procedure and kind chief of staff on Krata also is against good governance, and there is no good governance that requires for Obia on your advert. 2, JB.
Yes, sir.
Aside say on your advert, no. The brain po antro application letter.
Oh, sir.
A true protocol. Many didn't write application. 3, aside 2 when JB, the brain so anchor interview.
Wow.
Anchor interview. Share JB. NPP 4 so only more very well. I will say, I deal with can in ano. If indeed, JB, omuye advertisement, and profit application, omu converting, even if anchor. My financial clearance, and I say in the last budget.